The comic begins when a strange woman stabs a man and says that the warrior has defeated the wicked devil finally. Then she falls to the ground and is on the verge of death. A goddess emerges emitting light and tries to call the strange woman. The goddess says that the woman has forged a grand mark on humanity, and for that purpose, she'll grant her one wish, whatever her desire. The goddess also adds that since the woman's life is ending, her wish would be granted in the next life. However, she asks that all her memories are retained from this life and then reincarnated with them. The goddess grants her the wish. The scene changes and a young man suddenly wakes up and blurts out that he has been seeing the same dream. The same strange lady from the past life says that she reincarnated as a normal boy born into a normal family. The boy remembers that his past is a source of his pride. However, he is not sure whether he has harbored any power. The boy's name is Baek Yeon Woong, and the poor guy works out daily to build his strength. Everything is futile. In fact, the boy thinks that having such a memory is also useless in today's world, as where would a person use his skills of handling monsters effectively? As he grows older, he tries to intimidate his nagging boss to beware of his wrath. Baek's boss continues to irritate him by giving him menial jobs like writing his child's school report. Baek has an ugly spat with his boss who calls him ungrateful. Baek wishes he could be born a little different, slightly wealthier. However, he still needed a job to stay put. A cheerful lady called Jai Nori welcomes him to his office. She is about to take him to the director's office. However, Baek gets a stomachache due to anxiety and excuses himself for the washroom. He has been hired by a famous employer named Do-yeon Hwa, who's considered a golden hand that makes every project successful. Baek is going in his direction when suddenly he collides with a golden-haired lady. The poor guy is about to grab her sleeve, but unfortunately slips with her and tears off her sleeve. Jai yells from behind, President, to Baek's embarrassment, as despite continuous self-warnings, he has managed to create a big-time mess. Yeon is the daughter of Daeryong Group's chairman who uplifted her company with her expert managerial skills. Baek continuously apologizes and offers to compensate, which the latter refuses to accept. She asks Jai to leave as she wants to speak to Baek alone. Baek is about to have another anxiety attack. However, Yeon speaks to him very gently. She explains to him that not everyone is perfect. Even Jai, who is very friendly and helpful, could be very aggressive and clumsy at times. Yeon advises him not to come in the way and to cover up his weaknesses with his strengths. However, Baek was stunned by Yeon's beauty and couldn't move. He felt like he is facing a tough beast just like in his previous life. Baek hopes that he doesn't stab his boss, as she kept on appearing to him like a beast. However, from the next day onwards, Baek decides to discipline himself by waking up early in the morning at 7 a.m. Since he takes the subway, so he always arrives 20 minutes early at the office. Then he creates a list of tasks that he has to perform in chronological order in his office. He has been appointed as Yeon's secretary, next to Jai. Then begins a series of phone calls and arranging meeting schedules for the director. His workload is heavy, and it has begun to tire him as he realizes that he has to serve Yeon as her driver as well. At dinner, Jai begins to cheer him up and asks Baek about his hobbies, to which he replies that he loves reading novels. He also wrote one on his past life. Suddenly, Yeon summons him to her office. She also tells him to wipe his mouth before coming in. She then asks him to drive and accompany her to a meeting. However, it seems that she read his mind, as a pang of gloom strikes him. She tells him to put the file back and leave to Baek's disappointment. On his way, he meets a girl named Ga-in, who asks him whether he leaves work around this hour as it was really late at night. He shrugs and asks why is she alone at that time of the night. However, she grabs his hand and asks him to spend some time with her, as it has been a while since they chatted. Ga-in then takes Baek to a restaurant and orders a generous amount of food. Ga-in is concerned that Baek's job is a little tougher. Baek says that he doesn't think he's getting along with his boss. Ga-in suggests that Baek quits his job and gets employment in her father's company. However, Beak refuses to accept the offer as he doesn't find her dad's company normal. It seems that Ga-in is completely smitten with Beak as she tells him that he deserves the best as he has always been an all-rounder, also the first one to rescue her when somebody bullied her. She also thinks he's a great writer. However, he keeps on working with Yon, hoping to get better in the coming days. On one meeting day, they're greeted by the host and in hurry, Yon has forgotten her business cards. But Beak saves her day by providing her with one and says that he always keeps an extra. Soon they have to attend a meeting along with a long presentation. On their way, Yon offers to have gukbap, hot rice soup, with Beak. Beak watches her astonishingly as she fondly gulps down the meal. However, Beak notices that he is served a bigger quantity than Yon for the same amount, so he revolts against that practice. But the waiter says that this is done because females leave a lot of leftovers. However, Yon tells him not to waste time on petty issues and also calls him a pushover. But she admits that she doesn't hate him and likes his honesty, but sometimes he's a little clumsy and drives recklessly. It's part of her job to be cold and curt at times. She assures him that he's doing well and then thinks that he's so easy to motivate like Jai. Poor Beak is all teary-eyed and thanks her for being so nice to him. On reaching their destination, he informs Yon that they have reached her home, but she doesn't seem to hear. An envelope falls from her side, and Beak quickly grabs it. Yon slowly opens her eyes. Suddenly, Yon grabs Beak by his neck and tries to stifle him. It seems that something has overcome her. Beak tries to loosen her grip, but suddenly Yon has grown all-powerful. She then releases him and glances here and there blankly. It appears that she was trapped in a trance for a few moments. However, she covers it up by saying that it was all reflex action that she learned in her self-defense class once. She insists on taking Beak to the hospital with all expenses paid by her. Later, Beak condemns herself for being too nosy, which inspired Yon to take such an action. However, he still feels that it wasn't his illusion, but he did have a bone-chilling feeling when he got close to Yon. Something tells him to quit the job as he won't be able to face Yon again. He tries searching for other jobs. Then he gets the idea, after becoming fully drunk and super excited, of becoming a full-time web novel author because being a secretary is not a thing for him. It could be seen that his first novel was a big hit and his fans want him to write some more. However, the next morning Beak forgot everything and went to work as usual. Still, Beak is confused about Yon's personality because she tried to buy him to remain silent earlier. Meanwhile, in a meeting, when Beak serves drinks, he hears that nowadays webtoons and comics are very popular. And then Beak's very first novel, Good Luck Warrior, is under discussion, which he published a few years ago. Beak's so stunned that he drops the drinks with a thud. Beak is elated as his novel would be converted into a drama. When he checks his mobile phone, he's about to get a heart attack when he sees a post penned down by him earlier that he is going to write a new novel, as he couldn't remember posting one. Soon at the meeting room, when Jai calls out to Yon that the meeting has ended, she doesn't budge from her seat, having that glassy expression. She then squeezes the metal juice can in her hand without any knowledge. Yon is transported to the past life when the devil was stabbed by that strange lady. The goddess praises the devil for his bravery and asks for his wish to be granted. He asks for money and honor and status and skills. Also, he wants a memory of this past life in his reincarnated life. It is shown that the stabbed devil, or the Lord of Darkness, reincarnated as Du-Yon, an extraordinarily rich girl, whose parents' motive was to make her ready to succeed as their company's president. However, all Yon wanted was to enjoy and relax in this life, unlike her previous life of competing for power. However, very uneasy, but she goes on with the flow and hopes for things to get better with time. She wonders whether the warrior also reincarnated with her because someone wrote a novel about her previous life. Although the warrior was her enemy, still she admires her bravery and is looking for their not-so-great reunion. Also, Jai also knows about their past adventure as she promises to find the warrior for her boss.